how do you actually play aggressive? How do you make sure that you are translating your lead into winning the game and not into just inting it and giving a free game away? There are plenty of these questions that we are gonna go over in this video, but the very first and the most important one is understanding how do you get to this position that you can actually take fights like this and be able to take over the game on the very first place. We start with lane phase, and here it's a very important step by step what you need to do. When you play this match and when you are dealing with a player on your similar level, no matter if it's master into master or challenger into challenger or gold into gold, your goal is stomping this little rat into the ground. You see this Ezreal? I auto-attack the minion, then auto-attack the minion, then auto-attack the trash that is in range, then take a minion with a lethal tempo and then auto-attack them again without losing minions on my side at all by dishing out damage every single time and not allowing them to take over the lane by themselves. Because if you know Ezreal just can spam kills in lane, and the brother is gonna push you away 100%. So our goal is taking over the lane, and little tempo, this is the main reason why I got this rune, allows me to play a very good early game. As you can tell, I don't need to max out W, I don't need to get attack speed rune shard, I can get my move speed rune shard and still be able to push them out of the wave without hard pushing the second wave too. Which is very important. You don't wanna just push the wave to get level 2. What you wanna do here is slow push first wave, get the level 2 by auto-attacking them and making sure that they are not allowed to hit the wave, and then afterwards you are gonna slow push second into hard pushing the third one. As you can tell, we lower their HP, we managed to get a gank from the jungle, which is good for us, because the jungle messes up his tempo and shows up where exactly he is, and they are still low HP. So with this thing, with this small spot, we are gonna be able to translate this small lead into actually killing them in a little bit. And the main way that we're gonna do this is by trading more HP, making sure that we are not in a position that they can kill us, but at the same time letting them know that every time they're gonna step up, they're gonna get out attack. So we're gonna end up winning, not only, oh look at that sweet thing, not only because we poke them slowly, but because we're being mindful of our wave. We're being mindful of our wave position, because we don't just hard push every wave, you know. And now I flash here, because that way I make sure that this brother is gonna use the barrier, or he's gonna use the flash, or whatever he wants to use, and my Viego or my Nautilus are not gonna have to compromise their HP or their life for the Ezreal to trade one-on-one. So just because I can guarantee getting a kill there, right? Just that simple little thing. And as you can tell, we are in one lane, like perfect CS, we get 1 kill, 1 assist, we lose 1 play, but it is what it is, and then we're playing for collector. Always collector. I'm thinking about starting a different item, like Kraken maybe, but I really have not made up my mind completely, because I think Kraken might be very good against something like a Vladimir, because you could go Kraken into LDR, into Play of the Ruin King, and that will work very good. But still it's very tricky, very difficult to notice exactly what you want to do on those types of spots. Now, the name of the game is a little bit different. We are gonna focus way more on using this advantage to not only win the game, but to make sure that we are not ever gonna lose it, right? Like we are never gonna lose this advantage, because it's very different, and this is the trickiest spot when people say, okay, you gotta play aggressive, you gotta play slow, you gotta translate your advantage to other parts of the game, when in reality, the only thing that you need to do when you're playing ADC and you wanna 1v9, you want to win your game, is do not die, right? Do not die at all. First of all, you might die sometimes, it is necessary, you are limit testing, but your main focus should be not dying ever. And then it is snowballing through not allowing them to make plays where you are coin flipping stuff. Like for example here, I know Jarvan doesn't has EQ, so he can knock me up any moment, so I'm not hard committing on melee range, I'm playing max range, and because we root and we play the slow and the follow-up max range, I'm never in a position where I can lose, I'm only in a position where I can win by playing max range. And then my Viego actually notices that, and he comes back and plays this out, and thanks to that, we are allowed to take over the rest of the team fight and be allowed to just get the raccoons for free, you know? Pretty easy, very chill team fight, very good dive. Like I've been noticing that my dives are getting way better because I am playing way slower, waiting for them to land an auto attack or tanking myself and making sure that the raccoons are not gonna end the game. Nautilus does a great job by holding the wave. As you can tell, I cancel my back because I would never believe that this raccoon would do that, you know? But it is what it is. Like, brother, I don't trust supports at all. I don't trust any of them. And that has led me to win most of my matches, you know? Like, I had a Yasuo support today. 10 deaths, I think 13 deaths actually. Crazy stuff. Regardless, we go for collector. We're not trying to get boots, we're not trying to get cull. We are looking for a power spike and translate that power spike into winning the game. We are farming again, not trying to hard commit. If we find a way to engage now that we have item advantage, we might take it. We will find nothing, then I'm not gonna force it because I know I gotta play Drake right now. And I need to make sure that we are not gonna enter. As you can tell, the damage from Nautilus is nasty, bro. So we just follow up as soon as we can with a Calibrum Q and then just run away. And Errol knows, bro. Errol knows that he cannot do a single thing there. So we just take Drake and then we're gonna be ready to break that freeze because Drake is gonna try to freeze. It doesn't really matter to me because I just go back to lane, full HP, full mana or half mana, and then I just break the freeze if I want to, or I let it bounce back to me if I want to after crashing it. So it's pretty simple. Very simple, the thing that you want to do in this type of spot. We know Jarvan is going both sides because we saw him on the minimap. And now we're going to make sure that we are not going to risk anything. But we can play aggressive a little bit just because of the fact that we have Crescendum and we have good weapon rotation here. Although it didn't went that well because I messed up the weapons, right? I had Calibrum way too low ammo. So we would have been better used to do Crescendum Q into Calibrum Ultimate instead of trying to do Calibrum Q. But it is what it is, mistakes. Also, the weapon rotation is not that perfect, doesn't really matter. If you are a raccoon that is trying to focus a lot on this is the perfect weapon, this is another weapon that I need, this weapon rotation and so on. Let me tell you something, it does matter, but you should not be trying to max that, okay? If you wanna get to master, you wanna get to diamond, emerald, gold, you wanna get out of silver, whatever elo you are in, the first thing and the most important thing that you gotta do is kiting and avoiding deaths. There are 3 rules that you need to follow if you wanna be able to play more aggressive, you wanna be able to take over matches and 1v9. First rule is avoid every single death. Second rule is punish every single mistake, and third rule is farm every single minion. So this way you're gonna be able to take advantage, you're gonna be able to hold that advantage, and you're gonna be able to make sure that no matter what raccoons you are dealing with in your team, trustable raccoons, right, raccoons that you can trust or raccoons that you cannot, you are still gonna be able to carry your matches. Now we're on a spot that we probably can dive him, but I'm not forcing anything until the little brother does an auto attack. He does an auto attack and then I go for it. He did the flash a little bit slow because I was allowed to still tank 2 tower shots there, but that is fine. It is what it is. Probably if we waited a little bit more from my ultimate, we would be able to one-shot him. Regardless, Viego is pretty strong right now, so we're gonna try to play around this guy and make sure that we are not gonna drop advantage. And for you guys, you might see, okay, you know what, you got 3 kills, you got 0 deaths, 5 assists, should be game over, right? It's never game over, bro. It's never game over, because to be honest with you, like, League of Legends is pretty balanced right now, okay? It's hot take for sure, but it's pretty balanced right now. Like matchmaking is actually pretty balanced. More often than not, you get matches that are actually balanced in a way that you are gonna have one baboon or two baboons in your team, and the enemy team has one baboon or two baboons too, and your job is gonna be carrying those baboons. Like your job is not just trying to win your match, no, your job is carrying your teammates. And you know, I was reading about this the other day, and I was checking videos about this the other day, and I actually saw some posts saying that Emerald is actually one of the hardest elos that you can ever play in. And I do agree that those elos are very hard, like Emerald or Emerald, Diamond 4. But the main thing why that elo is so hard is because in that moment is where you actually have to 1v9 your matches. Like from Emerald 1 to get into Diamond, there is where you're gonna find the most raccoon of the raccoons, because they are gonna try to run it, they're gonna crash out, they're gonna have a lot of ego, they're gonna run it down, and you are gonna think, I do not deserve to have these players on my team, right? Like these players are inting. Why do I have to carry these raccoons if I'm already performing great? If I'm performing good, I should be able to win. And in reality, that is not how the game works. Past Emerald, the game is like you either carry or you lose your mind trying. And your elo is gonna be as good as you can carry your match. Like playing for your team is not gonna be good. Playing to carry your team, that is the best way to play the game every single time. And then in Master, let me be honest with you, brother, in Master it gets way harder, because today I had, like I said before, a Yasuo running it down, and you have two options here. You have the option of feeling I do not deserve to deal with this, or you have the option of saying to yourself, it doesn't matter if I deserve or not to be dealing with this situation. The only thing that matters is how I'm gonna approach this, how I'm gonna learn from this, and how I'm gonna improve. Because there are several things that you need to keep into account at the moment you're playing a match, and it's just not micro, it's just not macro. The most important thing always is mental. Without mental, you are nothing. Without mental, you are just inting. Without mental, you are that Yasuo running it down, dying 13 times in a row. So, if you want to take away anything from this video, you need to have two things in mind. First, you can only 1v9 as much as you can avoid yourself from inting. And two, follow those three rules I mentioned before in order to 1v9, okay? Mental fears, and then we start following those three rules. That's how you get to win your matches, brother man. Now, here we are gonna try to keep this advantage in check. Like this RL is not bad at all, but the brother did not expect probably an Aphelios like this. He probably thought, I'm gonna play RL, I'm gonna outspace this Aphelios, I'm gonna get ahead, level 1, and then I'm gonna 1v9. But he didn't expect dealing with a very aggressive playstyle level 1, so he ends up getting the stick. Now, in this spot too, we try to follow up. Like I tried to lock in there to save my Nautilus, and I have to ghost that out because I kind of messed up, right? Like I did not track my mana, and I did not expect the Jarvan being that close. So I end up messing up and having to use my ghost, which is very bad. It's actually very bad, because when you don't have a ghost and when you're overextending like that, as you can tell, if the enemy team is decent, they see you. Okay, this guy is half HP, he used ghost, he used summoner, let's take the objective. We don't even have to try to fight it or set it up. Now we can just take it. And that's what they do. They go and take Herald because they know I cannot take that fight anymore, and I don't want to risk it. Because if I risk it, I'm gonna be in a position where I might lose my advantage. And like I said before, this is the way to lose matches. Not by not building advantage, but by actually losing the advantage that you have already built. Now this trash, a raccoon, brother, a goddamn raccoon. I played with this guy so many times before. He does that thing always, but for some reason he uses spaces out and then starts sinting. Unlucky, very unlucky. The RL had to deal with that type of thing, but I'm glad, bro. Like fair, you know, fair for me. So we pick up kills, we are playing slow still, we chase, we follow up. We don't do crazy stuff, we just follow up. If my Nautilus hooks, I follow up. If Nautilus doesn't hook, then I'm just chilling. That's one of the reasons why I'm playing Calibrum more often than not. Because there are several things that you need to kite, there are several things that you need to play around. And that's the main reason why I love playing Calibrum Infernum. Because with Calibrum Infernum, you can actually decide to play the teamfight your own way. Infernum gives you 10% extra damage, and if you cannot hit the backlane, and you cannot get melee range, then Crescendum is not really that good. And with Calibrum, you can pretty much stay max range of everything. Like for example, 650 range gets me out of the Dredge range, gets me out of the Jage jump, as long as I'm playing max range, which is very, very good, you know? So there are several instances where you wanna try to play like this, where you wanna play Calibrum or Crescendum, and there are some instances like we saw in the last video, we wanna play the Verum and Crescendum. You wanna learn more from that, make sure to like and subscribe, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe and follow this goddamn raccoon plays, and we're gonna explore and understand more about what weapon rotations or what would be the best in different scenarios, because before I would think, now just play Severum, Crescendum, Calibrum, right? Like that's the best way. But I do believe that the game has changed a lot. Items are way more balanced, funny enough, and you are able to explore different options. Like as you can tell, me building Phantom Dancer, Collector, and about to go Terminus. Crazy. Very crazy. I'm going little tempo. Can you imagine that? That is insane. Here we are playing slow. We are poke. And a very important skill to 1v9 matches is not only making sure that you are taking the good fights, but also avoiding the bad fights. As you can tell here, we have all the ultimates, but Malphite is already poke. I have Ghost, I have Flash, but we don't have a way to engage when Malphite is not here. And on top of that, if they are not getting close to us, if Nautilus is not getting a good engage, a good ultimate angle, I should not be stepping up. Like, I don't need to ghost this out. What do I win from this? Do I get Baron right away? Only if I white them. Can I kill them all? I cannot kill them all. And only because I am very easy to kill right now. I'm very brittle, as you can tell. And I don't really have the means to deal with their amount of armor. It is like a step-by-step build, you know? Like Phantom Dancer allows me to kite, Terminus allows me to do damage to the enemies that get armor, and every single one of those raccoons stack armor in such a crazy way, because melee champions, brother man, they get so much armor. Like Jace doesn't even need to be armorized, his brother is sitting around 90 armor, 100 armor, just because he gets into hammer mode. Jarvan the same, Errol has high base armor for being ADC, Dredge gets an insane amount of armor. So I do need the armor penetration. So I've been thinking about different approach, a different build. I just getting Terminus second or getting LDR second, you know. But Phantom Dancer is so vital, bro. That 10% move speed is crazy, dude. That 10% move speed is so good. So I was thinking, what if I get Phantom Dancer first? Would that be crazy, bro? Like, would that be bad? Why would it be bad? Like, I do understand that I need damage, right? That I get my damage from my Phantom Dancer, don't I? I think if I get Terminus, I have even more damage and I am more tanky. And that armor is actually way worth it. Or I could even get LDR second. But I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what we are cooking, bro. I really don't know, but if you are curious about that kind of thing, make sure to check out the streams, because we are exploring builds on the streams all the time, even in Challenger, bro. I don't know why I do this, bro. Like, they all hate me, bro. They all hate me. But I'm like 90% win rate, no, actually 85% win rate on my last 30 matches, so I guess it's not so bad. I'm just trying to improve and do better. Even though I run it, as you can tell, I run it a lot. And also, as you can tell, these raccoons are not that bad, right? Like, they are not actually that bad, because they set up that bait. The only thing that they didn't expect it was that, sure, I do the damage, but I have a Viego and I have a Vladimir, and if you are committing your main ability to lock in a target, then Vladimir and Diego are gonna take over the game. Thankfully, this was the case this match and they did not write it down. God bless. And now we're able to look for more team fights with Terminus, and this is where the thing is unleashed, bro. This is where I actually get unleashed, because look at this. Like, he jumps C, crescendum, auto attack, and bro, it just disappears. And then I keep chasing this next guy, auto attack, crescendum, auto attack, Infernum Q, crescendum, again, auto, brother is gone. 126 armor, 70 magic resistance. And this brother tries to silence me. No, but he's gone. I'm gone too, because too much magic damage actually. But still, pretty good. One thing that made me think about this too is like, sure, plate steel caps works very well on this spot, but I'm gonna get Bog, Malzahar, Jace, and maybe, just maybe, even though they have a lot of 80 damage, maybe I could actually build Omnibomb boots, you know, and just get my armor through Terminus. I was thinking about that. Maybe that could work, because with that Omnibomb, like, I would not give a damn about Jace Poke. I would not give a damn about Malzahar Poke, because Malzahar will allow me to heal myself with the minions. On top of that, Jace Poke would not even be close to me, right? Like, the only thing I need to do is dodge it with Phantom Dancer. So that's very interesting. The angle is very fun. I might try this Phantom Dancer first. Then again, we need to be very careful. We don't want to lose the game here. And as you can tell, we are in a low position where my team just goes and takes a random play, and then we have to struggle. But as long as you don't lose your mind and you keep fighting, you keep playing, we always get into a good spot, because we're playing absolute focus and gathering storm, and that works very well for our builds, right? Like, because we're always getting crit, we're getting stronger the longer the match goes on, and that allows us to not lose hope into playing mid game, into playing late game, because we're still gonna be very strong. Now we got Runa, we got 4% from Runa, we got 10% from Phantom Dancer, so we are sitting on a very good position where we can kill most of it, because we don't really worry about the Jace Poke, since I'm gonna be able to dodge it. Plus we got the soul, which is very good. And one very important thing that we were doing all this match is focusing a lot on getting those things, making sure that we're gonna get the soul, making sure that we're gonna get the rest of the drakes to snowball. And here we are chasing in such a good way, bro, like guiding these raccoons, making sure that we can chase, making sure that we can follow up, but not overcommitting too. And the moment they overextend, like that Jace flies into double flash, is when we just have to use the Infernum. As you can tell, that Infernum damage is madness on Malzahar, bro. Like, Infernum against Malzahar is so good. Flash from Aphelios, follow up, and we just clean up. It's like we ramp up slowly, right? Like, we auto-attack front lane, we stack Lethal Tempo, we stack Terminus, and the moment we finish stacking it, we can just go for the back lane and you just take them all, bro. Now, there are a lot of things I'm thinking here. Probably Terminus wouldn't be that bad as second item. Probably we could go LDR second item if we're going Phantom Dancer. Maybe if we go Terminus regardless, why don't we go Kraken first, you know? No, but I don't think Kraken is that good. Like, the item is very expensive, like 3000 gold. The damage is AD, surely. But you need the armor penetration as fast as possible, and then the item is just doing damage as much as you're stacking your Theta auto attack. So it's very crazy, very difficult to make work. But I think it's still good, right? Like, it's worth to explore. Kiting the Jarvan max range, making sure he doesn't get me with a stun. He gets the ultimate on me, I'm just waiting. Severum Q into Crescendum. Kiting the Jake's max range, waiting for his jump and flashing it the last second to force him to overcommit and actually get himself dead there. Auto attack, Calibrum Q to secure the kill. Auto attack. See my Vladimir struggling there with Aerial, and I just send it, bro. Severum Q to get extra move speed, size and one Aerial Q, size the second Aerial Q. God damn, bro. Like, we are gliding, bro. We are gliding on this raccoon business, dude. God damn. And now we are gonna take over this game. Now we have all the tools. Like, now there is nothing to worry about. At this point, when you get the Terminus, when you get your 100% crit rate, you get your Infinity Edge. Like, the last item is more like something that allows you to play the game, right? Like you don't need BT, you don't need something like random here. We just need not to get hit by the CC. We just need, if Malzahar flashes on us, we are gonna be able to cleanse it. Then again, it doesn't really matter that much, but that is a good advice that you can follow up if you are in this type of matches. If they have a strong CC that you need to avoid, well, just build a way to cleanse it, and then they take over the game, you know? Like the only way they can beat you, you build against that, and then after that, it's only gonna depend on you playing correctly in order to win the game. Severum Q, more crescendum business, ready to try to kill this baboon. Oh, good, bro. So this match was so sweet, very well played, and getting more wins, getting more baboon business into this thing. We played this in such a great way, you know. And I think the best way that we played this was actually making sure that we did not drop the advantage. We did not lose our mind, and we end up doing 40k damage on this match, 70 kills, 2 deaths. My people played great. My Vladimir did not enter, which is all I am asking for, right? Malphite died like 9 times, who cares? We did great regardless. And the Earl was doing his best too. So it was a great match. And I'm doing coaching again. If you are interested in some coaching, into me breaking down your games and actually helping you get your rank goals, DM me on Discord and or get the Google form on the description and send me your vote. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate memberships, any donation that helps a lot. And see you on the next video. Thank you.